Hey all, welcome to Homeschool, and we are with the chapter Magnetic Effect of Electric Current, and this is your sixth video on a chapter. So in our previous videos, we have discussed everything about many aspects, right from magnetic field onwards. So in my previous video, we spoke about how force can act on a current carrying conductor when it is kept in a magnetic field, right? Say we have studied all about the Fleming's left hand rule and etc. Say if you have to watch all the previous videos, you can just go to the link that is provided in the description area, right? So once you get perfect with the previous concepts, you can understand this particular topic very easily. So I think you have come to know the topic of today's video. That's nothing but electric motor or DC motor. Okay, fine. So what is this electric motor? Where will you find this electric motor? Can you be able to answer my question? Which are the equipments that is there in our houses which work on rotation? The equipments that work on rotation. Can you be able to think of such equipments? Definitely fan comes to our mind, right? How does a fan work? You know, it rotates. It works by rotating. That's the work of a fan, isn't it? And how does a mixer work? The mixer that we use it in a kitchen rotates. Even washing machine, it rotates. If it has to clean the cloth, something inside a washing machine always rotates. That's how it cleans the cloth. So what is making all these instruments to rotate? Why does a fan rotates? What is there inside a fan to rotate? Yes, our DC motor is there inside a fan that is making the wings of fan to rotate. Which is that? Electric motor or DC motor. In many of the equipments that we use it in a day-to-day life has this electric motor or DC motor. So today we are going to study everything about a DC motor. First and foremost, we will study what is the principle involved in a DC motor, and later we will study the construction part, which is very important for the board examination. And finally, we will study how a DC motor works and where else it is used. Clear? Fine. So first, let us try to give a definition for electric motor. So what actually electric motor is doing? Here, electric motor converts, this particular motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So, you know, what do you mean by electrical energy? It is nothing but electricity. Okay. Say electricity is being converted into mechanical energy. Mechanical energy in the sense something that is continuously moves. Say fan is the one which continuously moves. That's how it works. So movement of fan is what we actually call it as mechanical energy. Mechanical energy in the sense some work being done either by rotation or by any other movement. Okay, so here electrical energy is getting converted into rotational energy or mechanical energy. Okay, so this is what is done by our electric motor or DC motor. Okay, fine. And later, actually, what is the principle involved? What is the principle involved in electric motor? So how we have designed this electric motor? What is the main thing that is involved in electric motor? Is very simple. It is just the concept that I explained in the last video. That is, we all very well know that whenever an insulated wire, if it carries electric current, and that particular conductor, when I keep it in a magnetic field, when I keep it near some magnet, what would happen? Force is generated on a conductor, right? It experiences a force. Conductor would experience a force, and due to that force, conductor displaces. It moves from one position to another position, right? So this is what the principle we will use to make or to construct or to work our DC motor. Clear, everybody? So what will you write if principle is asked? Say it's very simple. When a current carrying conductor kept in a magnetic field, what would happen? Conductor experiences a force. Conductor experiences a force, right? And that is responsible for the movement of current carrying conductor. Okay, so principle is very simple. So whenever current carrying conductor is kept near a magnet, a force is generated on it, and due to that force, conductor starts moving. Right? So this is what the principle we are using to manufacture or to create electric motor. Very simple, right? So guys, now let us go for the construction of electric motor or DC motor. Yeah, construction in the sense what parts you will have in a motor, and the naming of different parts and the uses of different parts, etc. Right? Say, observe carefully, say drawing a diagram of DC motor or showing its construction, knowing about its part is also very, very important for the board examination. Okay. See, DC motor will have actually two permanent magnets. Let me take this having a north pole and this having a south pole, right? Say these are the two magnets which I took, permanent magnets. And now I will take, a rectangular coil as a conductor. This is my current carrying conductor, guys. Okay, so current carrying conductor in the form of a rectangular loop. See, rectangular loop. So draw a rectangle in between the two rectangles. These two rectangles indicate the magnet. So in the middle you are drawing one more rectangle, and this is actually your conductor which can carry current. Okay, and after that just draw something like this. Okay, draw something like this, and here you should show some ring type of structures, half moon type of structures. Okay, draw something like this. Clear? Very simple, right? So two rectangles you have drawn, one more big rectangle at the center, and you put two straight lines for that, and two straight lines connect to half moon like structures. Okay, they are actually called as split rings. And here you put again two boxes. Okay, put two boxes here, attach it to the split rings. Okay, and so from here again your circuit starts. So connect this to a battery. So here you have a battery, positive terminal, negative terminal. This is a key or a switch, right? That's it. This is how you have to draw a DC motor in case if it is asked in the examination, right? Very simple. So now we will try to label the parts. So what are these? What are these? These are our magnets. These are our magnets. And what is this? Rectangular coil. This is called rectangular coil. Okay, this is also called as armature. Also called with the name armature. I'll tell you why we call that as armature. Okay, actually this is a conductor here. Our main conductor, we took it in the form of a rectangle shape. And these things are split rings. Half moon shaped structures, whatever I have drawn, they are actually called as split rings. Split rings are very, very important here. Okay, and these boxes, they are called as brushes, carbon brushes. Okay, so I have drawn a small boxes attached to a split rings. No, these boxes are actually called with the term brushes. And we all know this is a battery, right? This is a battery and this is a key or switch, right? So this is what the naming of different parts in a DC motor or electric motor. Gotten everybody? These two guys are magnets, and between the magnets what I have kept? I kept a conductor which can carry current, and I took a rectangular shaped conductor. Actually that is also called with the term armature. Armature. Okay, fine. And then this current carrying conductor is connected to half moon shaped structure, and actually these are also conducting structures only. Clear? So these ring, it's not a complete ring. You observe one thing, it's not a complete ring. In the middle the ring is broken, right? So it is split, the ring is split. That's why these are called split rings. Yeah, and then two more structures are attached to the split rings on either side. They are called brushes, and then they are connected, the circuit is connected with the battery, right? Fine. And now let us just give some directions here. Okay, say let me take this brush as X and this brush as Y. Okay, the brush which is there in the left hand side is X, the brush which is there in the right hand side is Y. These are the two brushes. And let me name this split ring as P and this split ring as Q. Okay, this is one split ring I'm calling with P, another split ring I'm calling with Q. Fine. And now I will just indicate the four arms of a rectangle: A, B, C, D. Okay, so 4 points of a rectangle I indicated with A, B, C, D, right? So that's it, guys. This is what the construction. Okay, this is how you have to name the different parts that is there in a DC motor. Clear? After this, we will go for working of DC motor. So with the help of all these parts, how does a DC motor actually work? So what will these magnets do? Why we have taken a rectangular conductor? What is the work of these split rings? What do the brushes do? Everything we will discuss. See guys, can you tell me in which direction the current is flowing here? From positive side. Yes or no? Always from a positive terminal our current starts flowing, conventional current. See, how does it move? It moves to the brush X, then it moves to a split ring. Later it will move to this particular side of a coil. It moves from A to B, later from B to C, C to D, again it comes back to the split ring Q, and later it goes to the brush Y, and again from Y it will come back to a battery, right? So this is what the direction of our current in a DC motor. Okay, let us try to write that point. Say point by point I will write and show you just to make you comfortable for your examination. Okay, so that you can follow these points to write in your exam, right? First and foremost, see, current starts flowing. Current starts flowing from positive terminal. Okay, from positive terminal to what, guys? It will start flowing from positive terminal to brush X. Yes or no? So X2, it is going to the split ring P, right? From split ring P2, it is going to a terminal A. From A to B, it goes in this direction across a coil, right? So this is your conducting coil. So how is the current moving across a conducting coil? It is moving like A, B, C, D direction. Okay, remember this direction, guys. This is very important. Initially, the direction of a current in a coil is according to A, B, C, D. right? And again from ABCD, it is coming back to split ring Q, and then split ring Q to Y and Y to battery, right? So this is what our direction of current initially in a electric motor, right? And now the second point which is very important is, listen carefully, see the direction of magnetic field here. Direction of magnetic field is north to south, okay, and current direction is from A to B. You see the directions, they are perpendicular to each other. Yes or no? Magnetic field direction is this way. Current direction in the arm AB, in the side AB is this way. Magnetic field direction is something like this. Current direction is something like this. So the direction of magnetic field and the direction of current is exactly perpendicular to each other. Then what would happen? The force is experienced by this particular side AB. Okay, so whenever a force generated in a side AB, AB side undergo displacement. AB side will start moving, yes or no? To which side our AB side will move? Down or up? Imagine your motor is placed in a ground. It will be placed in a ground, right? So this conducting wire or conducting coil is there on a ground. That means AB side, will it move down or up? How will you find out? With the help of Fleming's left hand rule, isn't it? Apply a Fleming's left hand rule and decide the direction of the force or movement of AB side. Guys, see, how do you apply the Fleming's left hand rule? You know, this particular finger, this is my index finger, which tells you about the direction of magnetic field, and the ring finger tells you about the direction of current, and then our thumb will tell you about the direction of force, isn't it? So apply this. So how is my current, how is the magnetic field is moving? See, something like this. So this is our magnetic field, index finger. Magnetic field direction is like this, horizontally. Okay. Current is bottom to top. Current direction is bottom to top. And where is my thumb? Thumb is into the page. Thumb is inside the board. That means the coil AB will move down. The coil AB, the coil is something like this, no? Say for example, the coil is something like this. Okay. Coil is something like this. This is AB side. Okay. This is CD side. Okay. Coil will move like this. Okay. AB side will bend to the bottom. AB side will bend something like this. Okay, so bending of AB side will take place. It's because of the force experience. And how is it bending? It is bending at the bottom. And what about CD side? CD side also will experience a force, no? Because you see, magnetic direction is like this. Here current direction is top to bottom. So here also the directions are perpendicular to each other. So definitely the magnetic field, the magnetic force is created here also. So displacement of CD side also takes place. But how is CD side moving? Bottom or up? AB side moved down. With the help of Fleming's left hand rule, we got to know. CD side will move up. When AB side is moving bottom, CD side have to move up only, no? You can check it out with the Fleming's left hand rule also. See here, this is the direction of magnetic field, something like this. And this is the direction of current. This is the direction of current moving from top to bottom. See my thumb finger direction. Okay, moving out of the page in the sense upwards here. When you keep the coil horizontally, you should imagine out of the page in the sense upper direction. Okay, say this is AB side moving down, automatically CD side has to move up, right? So this is how the movement of a coil is taking place whenever a current has passed, okay, into the coil when it is kept near a magnet, right? So let us try to write that point now. Current is passed into a coil into a coil ABCD, you know, AB side bends down due to a magnetic force experienced by it. Okay, how did you decide that it is bending down? It's with the help of a Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, and you know, CD side bends up. Okay, bends or comes up, okay, due to a magnetic force experienced by it. Okay, both the sides will experience magnetic force. Because of that, you know, displacement of AB takes place to a down part, and the displacement of CD takes place to a upper side. Okay, so a coil starts moving in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so a coil starts moving in anti-clockwise direction. Yes or no? Definitely. AB side bent down, CD side came up. Okay, say in what direction the coil is moving? It is anti-clockwise direction. Yes or no? Clockwise in the sense something like this. So in what direction the coil is moving? Coil is moving something like this. Okay, so AB is coming down, CD is coming up. Okay, like this the coil started moving. Okay, fine. This much is clear for you, right? Next, what happens is at the half rotation in the sense what, guys? What has happened now? AB came down, CD up. Okay, like this. It has turned now. This is half rotation. Okay, so AB side has gone to this side. Okay, CD has come this side, AB has gone this side. Yes or no? This is one half rotation. Okay, one more of this rotation occurs, AB comes back to its position. Okay, CD comes back to its position. This is full rotation, right? But now what has happened? Half rotation occurred. AB came down, CD up. Again, CD came in the position of AB. CD came in the position of AB. AB went in the position of CD. Okay. And now what happens? Split rings also will change their position. Yes or no? Actually, the coil is connected to the split rings, guys. These split rings are also movable. They also start to move. Okay. So, the Q split ring will come and gets attached to the brush X. P split ring will go in the position of Q and gets attached to the brush Y. Clear, everybody? So, CD comes in the place of AB. AB goes in the place of CD, and simultaneously what happens? Q comes with X. Okay. P split ring goes with Y. Okay. Let us draw a figure for the clear understanding. What has happened now? Okay. What has happened here? This has become your CD. This has become your AB. Okay. And the split rings. This is the split ring Q now. Okay. And this is the split ring P now. So what is there here? X will not change. Brushes X and Y are there in a fixed position, guys. Okay. So they won't change. Just the split rings position will change. Clear, everybody? So this is brush X and this is brush Y. Yeah. So what has happened? At the half rotation. So what I would like to write here is at half rotation. At half rotation, what happens? Split ring. What? Q comes and contacts. Q comes and contacts with X, and split ring P contacts with Y. Okay, so this is what happens at half rotation. And you see the direction of current, guys. Direction of current in the coil also has changed. Okay, you see in the previous case, what is the direction of current in AB side? Bottom to top. But now, what is the direction of current in the AB side? Direction is from top to bottom. Okay, by changing the positions of split rings P and Q, the direction of current in the coil also will change. Okay, now can you tell me what is the direction of a current when split rings got changed their position? See, the current will move from positive side, right? Positive side, it is moving to brush X. From brush X, it is moving to Q. From Q, it is moving to CD, right? Current is moving in which direction? CDBA. CDBA. From CDBA to, it is moving to split ring P. Later, it is moving back to split ring Y and then back to the battery. Right? Say after one half rotation, this is what the change in the direction took place. See, initially from brush X, the current has moved to split ring P, right? But here in the after a half rotation, the current is moving to split ring Q. And you see the direction of current in a coil. It was ABCD, but now what is the direction of a current in a coil? CDBA. Right? So this is how after a half rotation, direction in the coil, direction of current in the coil will change. Okay? So what you have observed here, direction of current in a coil is changed. Okay, fine. So direction has changed, but both AB and CD are there in between. There is a magnet. I have not changed. Yes or no? This is north pole, this is south pole. Now what happens? Now this is your CD side. Previously this was AB, but now it has become CD. Okay, and this will become AB, right? So CD will move at the bottom or to the top? CD will move at the bottom only, no? Previously, how did CD moved? CD moved up, but now the CD is moving bottom. Okay, previously AB has moved to the bottom. Now the AB, since it is this side, it will move up. Yes or no? So definitely now this is CD, this is AB. So one more half rotation occurs and they will come to their original position. Okay, so like this, the rotation at every half rotation, change in the direction of current takes place, but that has to happen. Only then the coil can continuously move in one particular direction. Okay, say this was AB, this was CD before. Since the force experienced, you have observed half rotation. Now current direction is changed. Okay, if the current direction is changed only, again this particular side can move down and this particular side can move up, so that a single direction of movement of coil is observed. Okay, so split rings are helpful in changing the direction of current in a coil. Why current direction have to be changed in a coil, guys? Because to have that continuous anti-clockwise direction movement. Okay, so this is how continuously a current carrying conductor can move, in a DC motor. Okay, and who is helping a coil to continuously move? The split rings are helping. Okay, at every half rotation, the split rings position will change. If the split rings position is changing, the direction of current in a coil changes. As the direction of current in a coil changes, that rotation, constant rotation is possible in a motor. right? So this is what the main working of our DC motor.
Guys, now let us see a visual on DC motor so that you will understand in a better way. Now let me explain you the different parts of DC motor. See, north pole, magnet showing north pole and the magnet showing south pole. So in between these two poles we have a coil. You can see a conductor in rectangular shaped coil, right? And this is connected to split rings. Okay, so these are our split rings, and this black color things are there, no? Two rectangular black color things are called carbon brushes. Okay, one more black long pipe. This long pipe is what we call axle, to which our the wings of the fan is connected here. Say for example, this is what the motor that is present in a fan, through the axle. Axle is the connection between the core motor and the wings of a fan, right? So these are the different parts of our DC motor. Now let us see how it will work. See, when a current is passed, current is getting passed. Here you actually have a battery, right? From a battery the current is coming in this direction. From positive terminal it is going to the brush X here, okay, and the split ring P. Through the P the current is going through the coil and the current is moving in the direction A, B, C, D, right? So this particular arm, the force experienced on this particular arm pushes AB arm downwards, right? And the force experienced at CD is making the arm to move upwards. See, this direction of movement or direction of force is according to Fleming's left hand rule. We all know this, right? See, and CD has come this side, AB has gone that side, yes or no? So this is what we call 1/2 rotation. Okay, AB was previously this side, but it has gone to this side. CD has come to this side. Now CD is going downwards, AB will come upwards, yes or no? This is the direction of force on CD as well as AB at half rotation, right? See, now you can clearly observe 1/2 rotation took place. So these half rotation continue all together. Okay, split ring Q can come towards the brush X and the split ring P can go towards the brush Y, and this is what half rotation, and these half rotation keep happening all together, and the coil moves in anti-clockwise direction continuously. Okay, so you can see the coil is moving continuously. As the coil moves, our axle moves, and if a axle moves, the wings of the fan also moves, right? So this is how a DC motor works all together.
Clear? So these are the three important points that you should always mention when working of DC motor is asked. Now let us discuss more about these split rings and these brushes. Let us discuss why these brushes are there in a circuit. See here, we spoke about the split rings, isn't it? So these split rings are also called with the name commutator here. Commutator in the sense the one which can change the direction of current. Okay, commutator in the sense what, guys? Which changes the direction of current. Okay, because of the exchange in the position of split rings, the direction of current in a coil changed. Previously the direction was according to A, B, C, D, but now since the split rings position has changed, this has come here and this has gone here, right? Because of that, now the direction of current is CDBA, right? So such a thing in a motor is called with the term commutator. So that's why I wrote commutator is the one which changes the direction of current. Okay, so here split ring can also be called with the term commutator. Okay, so now what is the use of brushes? What is the use of brushes? Imagine if these brushes were not there here. If these brushes were not there. Okay, say if I have directly connected the wire to a split ring. Okay, again split ring has connected to a coil, right? Fine. Say if these are direct wires, what would happen? When the split rings turn or when a coil turn, the wires are very much flexible. They will also get messed up, isn't it? They will also get wheeled up on one another. When this comes here, this goes here, you know, the wires, along with the wire, the split ring comes here and this goes there. Then every time a split ring turns, at every half rotation, you know, the wires keep messing up, right? So we want one fixed thing to keep our wires safe, to keep our circuit safe. That's why we use brushes. Okay, so these brushes are nothing but carbon brushes. They are called carbon brushes. So now, what do you mean by armature? Armature is nothing but this rectangular conducting coil, guys. Okay, say if this conducting coil has soft iron inside. Say for example, initially I take one soft iron rod. Okay, so this is one iron rod initially. On this iron rod, you know, if I fully cover this iron rod with copper wire, fully cover this iron rod with a copper wire, okay, then such a coil is called as armature. Okay, see, this is not just having a copper wire in a rectangular shape. Inside that, you have a soft iron also. Okay, actually, this is behaving as electromagnet. This is behaving as electromagnet. Yes or no? Say inside a solenoid, if we insert an iron, you know, the solenoid will become a magnet, but the magnetic field around the solenoid is very much strong, and you know, the entire iron that is kept inside a solenoid will become magnetic. Okay, then you know, in such a case, whatever coil you take, no, whatever armature you take here will produce more magnetic field. When two strong magnetic fields are there, then more force can be experienced by the coil. When more force is experienced by the coil, more is the displacement takes place, more is the movement takes place. So that's the reason, instead of a normal copper coil, you know, we will have a soft iron inside the copper turnings. Clear? So we'll take a soft iron, on that we will cover with a copper wire, right? So such a thing is called armature, just to produce more magnetic field, so that more power would be created in a electric motor. Okay, and one more thing, in your NCERT textbook, whatever figure was there, you would have observed one thing, right? Say you had another structure, something like this. This they called it as axle. This they called it as axle. So what do you mean by axle? It is just an extra fitting, guys. Say along with the split rings, along with the coil, this axle also will move actually. See, if you can observe fans at your houses, you know, this is a motor of a fan, and fan is fixed to one pipe-like structure, right? Yes or no? Say that's what we will call axle. You know, with the help of an axle only, that instrument actually rotates. So this is an axle, right? To the axle, actually, you know, your wings of a fan arises, so that the coil moves, split rings move, along with that the axle moves, so that your wings of the fan also moves. Okay, so that is the only purpose of axle here. Just it is an extra fitting that is coming out of the split rings. Okay, so that's all about the working of DC motor. Clear, everybody? All the points you should carefully keep it in a mind. I think I have covered all the points to the best of my knowledge. So one more thing is, where else this DC motor is used? Like, it is mostly used in the equipments that work on rotation. Okay, like fans, or washing machines, mixers, grinders, okay, even the juicers, Even the toys also, electric car toys you would get, right? So the motors that is present inside them is this DC motor or electric motor. Okay, one thing is why it is called as DC motor. What is the meaning of DC? DC in the sense direct current, guys. So what do you mean by this direct current? If a current is moving in a single direction, say you can ask me a question that, ma'am, here current direction gradually changes. Now at every half rotation, direction of current in a coil will change, but direction from a source will not change, right? Right? In a circuit, current always moves in one direction only, that is from positive end of a battery to X. You know, this is how the direction of current is seen in a circuit. In a coil, at a half rotation, every time current direction changes. That's how actually it rotates. Yes or no? But originally speaking, like at the main source, if you see, current direction is in one direction only, and you are giving a constant current. You are not changing the current. Okay, you are giving same amount, same magnitude of current, same amount of current into the circuit constantly. So such a current is called as DC current. Okay, when a current is flowing in a single direction always, and also if the current has the same magnitude, same amount of current it flows in a circuit, you know, such a current is called DC current. That's why we call this motor, electric motor, as DC motor. Okay, I think all your doubts about this electric motor got cleared. In case if you have any other doubts, you can just post the questions in a comment box. I'll try to give the answers to the best of my knowledge. Clear? Fine. You can always post your opinion in a comment box. Your comments mean a lot for us. Clear? So subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in the easiest way and in a detailed way.